Hey guys, I am back here at Kloppy's Custom Painting. He's got a whole new project he's working on. It's a day cab Peterbilt. We'll get into the specifics. I'll actually let Rick give all the specifics on this and see what the plans are for it. One thing real quick, I know just in talking to you guys out there, you all tell me you'd rather see the build from the beginning to end in one video, and the reason I don't do that is I've got to keep videos coming to keep my reach on YouTube up. So what I can do on this one, we'll do the updates. At the end, I can do one long video from beginning to end, but don't not watch this one because you want to see the whole thing. Please watch it. We need the views. So let's get started. So what do we got going on here, Rick?
Okay, so what we are doing is we are building a 389 Peterbilt that the gentleman bought brand new in 2015.
Okay.
And he decided that he wanted a truck. He wanted a nice show truck, and he was going to buy one, and he thought, I have this 15 I bought brand new, a glider kit. It's got a cat in it. And he called me up and said, instead of buying one, would you build me one?
Okay.
So he brought this truck out to me, and we tore it all apart. I mean, when I say we tore it apart, I took the double rails, I separated them, laid them on the ground, took every nut and bolt out of it. Every piece was individually sandblasted, primered 2 coats, painted, reassembled.
Wow.
New hardware, put the rears back in, put the front axle back in, replaced any broken pieces we had. There were a couple bolts that were broke off, and started putting it back together. So the idea with this truck is he'll have his first truck and he'll have a show truck.
Yep.
That he ever bought. We're gonna put new wiring in it, new air lines. He said it had, when it was last used, it was nothing but one big air leak, and he wanted all that replaced. He wanted all new lines. The harness was split and spliced and, you know, just terrible, so we're putting a new harness in.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's going like we typically do. When it leaves here, it'll be a 2015, but it'll be
A
brand new.
Truck, yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, and we've seen that done in the past, but I don't think I've ever started this early with one of your projects. So I think when we came in on the Slaymaker truck, it had already been a lot of work done to it. But this one, I mean, the only thing I missed was the frame rails laying on the ground. But
yeah,
we're pretty early into it.
Yeah, and I'll give you a bunch of pictures to put in the videos and show that. As I was getting 3 separate times, I went from the sandblaster. I had him do it in pieces, and that way I didn't have everything sitting here and flash rusting before I could get it primered and painted. And then I just kept building skids and putting it all together. So then it decided, you know, got to the point where now it's to assemble and laying it all back, putting the rails back in. They actually went really good. I was sort of surprised. They had a little bit of corrosion between them, but the gentleman caught it at the right time. He didn't let them really expand. He just saw they were starting to get a little bit of push to them, and we took it apart and redid it. So he saved it. He caught it at the right time. But when it's done, it'll be, the truck was originally a blue cab. You'll see the cab of the truck was a blue cab with a black frame. And the truck was famous in the New York area for many reasons.
Okay.
And he decided that when he was gonna redo it, that it would be a totally new truck, new look. And he was talking, he wanted a light blue frame, but he wasn't sure the color. And I found this ice blue and sent him some pictures of it and paint chips, and he liked it. So that's why we're doing this ice blue frame, and the cab is gonna be black. And I mean, black, shiny, clear coated, wet sanded, buffed. So it's gonna have a whole new look to the truck when it goes back.
The color combo is gonna be amazing, I think, when it's done. I don't think I've ever seen that particular color combo with this ice blue color. So it's going to be really unique and very cool, I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I think so too. A lot of trucks, seen a lot of trucks at a lot of shows, and this is just a little different. I mean, it's a day cab. It's a heavy haul truck. His business is driving piles around New York City where they actually hold back water or hold back dirt, and big excavators on low boys is what this truck does.
Okay.
So it'll be pretty neat. We're going to paint the motor, custom paint that. We bought a brand new 18 speed. We're going to put a brand new 18 speed behind it. Driveline was done. You'll see a picture of that over by the cab.
All right, so let's walk down the frame rail and point out what you've done so far on this.
Okay, so like we were saying yesterday, this all got painted. Everything was apart. Everything was individually primered, painted, like I said, clear coated. So when I paint them, when I'm doing a frame, they're all single staged, and then I wait an hour, and then I put my clear over top. And the reason I wait an hour with a single stage is I don't want to move the metallic around. I want the metallic to stay. You can actually model the metallic if you get on it too quick with the clear. So that was all done. Everything, if you took this bracket off, it's painted underneath there. If you took this off of here, it's painted underneath there. So that's where I try to really give the customer their money's worth and why it takes me so long to build a truck. They're not in a couple weeks and out. Average truck for me is 12 to 18 months. Okay. And so you can see here in the back how we did it. It was all put together, all new hardware. Then I came around and put all the new hardware in. If you see, they're all clocked. They're all flat sides up. I didn't get crazy by lining every word up the same way. Yep. Tom Reed's truck, we actually lined the lettering up. This one, we just made all the bolts clocked and flat tops. So everything is back in. I got a couple of pieces I bolted in yesterday. I got to primer some heads of some bolts. Then it's all Scotch brighted and prepped and then ready to go. Where it sets down when the air's out of it, we actually put heavier ones in because this truck being so heavy, it destroyed the factory ones. So we put some bigger ones in, some thicker. Behind the fifth wheel plate where it'll go on the sides here, painted behind. So everything is double primer, double painted, and then put together, sanded, and repainted. Okay. So if you show them, you know, the work, they'll know by looking at it what we did.
Right. It's beautiful work.
Thank you. Like I said, this cross member I will actually take off tomorrow or even this afternoon yet, and then I'll paint the frame rails without this on. The new one will cover the same way. We'll use the same bolts. We'll have a bracket coming in to catch it under here, but then it'll come down 18 inches. It'll have a spindle hitch. It'll have all the air hookups and the chain hookups right on the back here. And we think it'll even, we have room to put 4 lights right in the back. Then the full fiberglass fenders will come down and have lights in the back here also. Okay. So that'll finish it out. Yeah. Couple things we also decided just today is we're going to put pieces of steel on the top. So when he's hooking to a low boy and you're backing under and it ain't dragging, we have to put pieces, but it's got to be painted anyway, and then those will get painted and bolted on to come to the fifth wheel. I put the tops of the bags in place, so this is all painted and all the bolts and all the hardware, but I let the bolt in the bottom off so I can drop everything down. I can paint all that, and then I can just jack it up, put the bolt in the bottom, and now the bags are hooked up. Okay. So shocks are pre-painted, ready to go on, and we put it's got brand new maxis, it's got brand new slack adjusters, all that's put on ahead of time. So when I paint it, Everything's nice. I don't got to worry about it. All these bolts are painted at once. But yeah, a lot of work. I'm excited to see it at this point. And it'll look good the next week and a half, 2 weeks. Motor will be painted, motor tranny, driveline will be in. We'll start running all the plumbing, all the hosing, get all that done, and all brand new with fittings. So hopefully with all that, it don't leak air anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
I would hope not.
I would hope not. I mean, it's that's the whole purpose of it, but you never know. We try to do them all, and that's why I do them. I have a young guy, Chad, that comes in and helps me, and my son, Eric, also helps me put them together and do the heavy lifting, because this is bull work. This is hard stuff to do.
Oh, yeah. Everything's big.
Yeah, everything's big. Everything's just massive, and tightening bolts and everything. It just goes so much easier when you got a helper.
I'm sure. So let's check out the cab.
So like I said, here lays the driveline. That was all sent out to Cook Brothers. They do a phenomenal job. I got to throw props out to Cook Brothers. I send them drive shafts, and I tell Cliff up there, I just want it right. And I don't have to worry about being gouged. If it needs fixed, he's going to fix it. They come back balanced. It was funny. He had to replace 3 yokes on this, and he sent me this back. The last guy that balanced it actually welded a weight on top of a weight to do it. So he's like, yeah, we don't do stuff like that. So he sent that back, and these yokes need it replaced. It's got all new universals, everything, and it's balanced as a complete assembly. So do not have to worry about vibrations going down the road.
Oh, awesome.
And then one thing we didn't talk about on the frame is the air ride on the front. You saw it's set up. It's Peterbilt air ride.
Yep.
So we wanted to keep that because the frame was already done. It's already drilled. Everything's there. But I talked with Mike next door at the House of Air, and we're going to put his management system on these bags.
Okay.
So now you have, instead of leveling valves and like a drop, a ride, and an overinflate, now you'll be able to set it wherever you want. If the road's real bumpy, you can soften it, you can harden the ride, whatever you want to do, left side, right side. So we're pretty excited. It's the first one we're doing like this, and we're engineering a couple little things in the bags. We're putting a different bag and some stuff in it, but I'm excited to see what that's going to do, having their factory air ride with Mike's management system.
Okay, yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, so now here's the cab. You can see it was blue. Everything done. We're going to paint the firewall. We're going to paint everything black and wet sand it and buff it. It's going to go back together with different lights on the air cleaners and some different lenses on the roof. Make it a little, you know, instead of just the white lenses and everything, we're going to do some stuff with Mike. But it's pretty nice. I don't have a whole lot of body work or things to do. It's take it all apart, get it all ready. We're also going to send, I'm going to have Randy at spare time make me new interior panels for it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he wants to dress it up. The seats need replaced, and it's got a black interior in it now, but we're going to add like a blue stitching, a light blue stitching like that, and maybe buttons, light blue, something to really give it some more pizzazz inside. But there's not a whole lot, being a day cab, not a lot to do, and it's in nice shape.
Oh, Randy's the master of that. He'll
That's
come up with
exactly
the
right.
perfect interior for it, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the cab's nice. The hood's another story. The hood of this truck was either every panel dented or broke, or we're doing a pretty extensive hood rebuild. Okay. But that was the worst of it. This is all in good shape.
Yeah, it looks for its age really good. So.
Yeah, for a 15, it looks really good.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it comes along. Obviously, everybody wants to see the finished version, but I'll come back in a couple weeks and we'll check out. The motor should be in it, and a few other things.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple weeks. Motor, tranny, driveline, bags, mocking up brackets for fenders. That shouldn't be too bad. Painting fenders, putting them on, and then rebuilding the hood. I'm going to rebuild the hood first and then tear this down, paint everything, and then it's, if the plumbing's done, if the airlines are done and the electrical's done, set the cab on, set the hood on, final adjustments, and it's gone. The plan is April or May, the truck will be out of here.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. And when did you start it?
I've had it just about a year. I think I got it last February.
Okay.
I got it right around last February, so we have it about a year right now.
Okay. Well, cool. All right. Well, let me see if I'm probably should be in here. Well, thanks for showing us this, and we'll definitely be following along. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Be sure to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the page, and we'll be back in a couple weeks with an update.